So after about a week of public pressure, YouTube finally responded to Jack's films getting doxed by Sniperwolf in a reply to his tweet talking about the situation where they say, confirming SSSniperwolf has received temporary monetization suspension per creator responsibility policies, off-platform actions that put others' personal safety at risk harm our community, and the behavior on both sides isn't what we want on YouTube. Hoping everyone helps move this convo to a better place. This tweet then of course gets community noted, with the note saying, SSSniperwolf has also been called out for allegedly sexualizing minors, which YouTube didn't address and is against their own terms of service. If you want to learn more about that situation, I talked about it in the last video, part 3 of this series, but oddly enough, this community note actually got completely changed a couple hours later, and now it reads, SSSniperwolf violated YouTube harassment and cyberbullying policy by posting personal private information. Jack's Films has not violated any policy set for creators. The ensuing outrage and attacks are a direct result of YouTube's inaction regarding a large creator. Fifi responds by saying, they had us in the first half, not gonna lie. Jacksepticeye says, wait, both sides? Criticism and parody are not the same as doxing. Philip DeFranco responds, YouTube about to drop your home address for this critique, Jack. Dolan Dark says, behavior on both sides? I don't recall Jack showing up at Sniperwolf's house and posting it online. Saberspark says, the punishment doesn't match the literal crime. Stop playing favorites and being deliberately cryptic. Also, behavior on both sides. What the fuck does that mean? Are you all actually condemning Jack even though he has been 100% forthcoming and operated within the rules with his content? Absolute bullshit. Zach James responds by saying, both sides, showing a firefighter putting out a fire, with a smug guy outside saying, so sad to see this aggression on both sides of the conflict. Sam Procrastinate says, both sides? Both sides? What the fuck do you mean both sides? Get the fuck out! Chuck responds with a picture of a Dragon Ball Z character and the caption, both sides. The Saga responds by saying, both sides statement really goes to show YouTube mindset. One creator called out for stealing content and being above the rules when it comes to transformative and fair use. The other doxed, threatened, and steals content, and in YouTube's eyes, it's the same. Pathetic. Oompaville responds by saying, criticism bad. Showing to people's house, slightly worse. Nerd emoji. Ricky Berwick says, and I thought I was disabled. Do the best thing and remove her off your platform, Jesus Christ. Kavos responds by saying, everyone disliked that. Nerd City says, if YouTube employees actually watched YouTube, would that be too meta? Derelict Gollum says, so, you're victim blaming Jack's Films for creating a parody of Sniperwolf's freebooted content that actually credits the creator she steals from? Who's got victim blaming on their bingo card? Guyani says, ha 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 ha. Good to know if I ever go on a fucking crime spree, at least YouTube will have my back. Benjamino responds, is that it? Yet you'll happily punish smaller creators for way less. What a joke. YouTube when a small creator accidentally says frick. You fucking donkey! Versus YouTube when Sniperwolf endangers another creator. Oh dear, gorgeous. Stone responds by saying, no way this is the response that y'all took a whole week to come up with. Omni responds by saying, if the penalty for a crime is a fine, then that law only exists for the lower class. CircleTunes HD responds with this Twitter video.
So, Sniperwolf just, doxed Jack's Films?
Yeah, so what?
Well, considering it's in our terms of service that she can't do that on or off the site, I figured we'd terminate her account.
Okay, how much money does she make us again?
Oh, millions of dollars.
Ah, that's right, I know what we should do.
I Failed IRL says, y'all took this long to do something, and still it's the bare minimum for stuff that's been brought to light. You have been awarded 1 yike from the National Committee of Yikes. Xavier responds by saying, temporary? Nah, that needs to be permanent. Albert says, how long is it suspended for? I low-key want to stalk people and need to know how much money it'll cost me. Jonas says, pathetic and disgusting. Stop playing favors and terminate her channel. We're talking about a literal criminal who would have been removed from the platform if it was anyone else. Jake Stevenson says, hoping everyone moves this convo to a better place equals stop bringing attention to our favoritism for YouTube revenue generating creators and complete disregard for other creators. Oompaville quote tweets YouTube and says, this is a bad sign guys, lol. Joshua Davidson responds, how is it a bad sign exactly? Oompaville responds, creators get strikes for vigilanteing pedos, and SSSniperwolf films a guy's house who's raising her online and get her $1 billion taken away for a minute. Jack is criticizing someone who's never had to work an actual day in their life for stealing shit and putting in zero effort. But somehow both sides are bad. Philip DeFranco quote tweets YouTube and says, "Both sides is wild." He then quote tweets it again and says, "Y'all, the more I sit with this, the more it pisses me off. How the fuck are they both sides equating SSniperwolf putting another creator's life in danger by showing up in the middle of the night and broadcasting the outside of their home to their millions of followers, with Jack posting a bunch of videos critiquing and parodying her?" Arcade Guy 781 responds by saying, "Oh, Jack harassed SSniperwolf." Cut the crap, YouTube. He critiqued her. Mudahar responds to Team YouTube by saying, "Actually surprised they did something. I find the both sides argument falling flat here. One creator was posting sensitive details and freebooting, while the other was criticizing and providing actual sources for the freebooted content." Nicholas Diorio quote tweets YouTube and says, "This is exactly what I was talking about the other day. An arbitrary number of videos is equivalent to filming someone's fucking house and threatening them. Context doesn't matter, and YouTube has different rules for the top creators. Nothing new here." Wavy Websurf quote tweets YouTube and says, "Behavior on both sides? What exactly is the behavior that Jack is participating in that you don't want on YouTube?" Cone of Arc responds by saying, "This is like a school teacher scolding both the bully and the kid being bullied, laughing my ass off." Optimus responds by saying, "I didn't even fucking notice that, laughing my ass off. YouTube has to be getting run by the Quobocop AI at this point." Willie Mac Show says, "The end of the post is concerning, and reminds me of why I hate when YouTube is tagged in any situation involving drama." Nicholas Diorio responds by saying, "I have never heard a faceless corporate entity sound so frustrated." Habibi responds to YouTube by showing this clip and saying, "YouTube punishing SSniperwolf."
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, time's up.
Zach James responds to YouTube by saying, "Turns out vidIQ has a plugin showing when videos are monetized or not. Using that plugin, it shows that only SSniperwolf's most recent video has ads turned off, whereas all of her other videos are still shown to be monetized." The Real Sully G quote tweets him and says, "Why am I not surprised?" James responds to Team YouTube by showing this screenshot of a video made by Corey X Kenshin 4 months ago, titled "YouTube Racism and Favoritism," and captions it by saying, "Criticism/parody and doxing are very different things. Jack's films did absolutely nothing wrong. No one is exempt of criticism. SSSniperwolf should be deplatformed, not just demonetized for a short period of time. YouTube continues to prove Corey X Kenshin right." Roby responds to Team YouTube by saying, "You demonetized my entire channel for 2 months over a 7-second Gordon Ramsay clip I posted 8 years ago. But SSniperwolf stealing content for 5 years gets her a slap on the wrist?" Cupquake says, "A slap on the hand for putting another creator's safety at risk. What SSniperwolf did to Jack's films is unacceptable, and it's a very scary reality that we creators deal with. Apology or not, there should be more severe consequences for her actions, so this doesn't happen again." SSniperwolf then finally responds to this controversy properly on her Twitter after YouTube said something, when she tweets out, "Let me start by saying I'm sorry for my recent actions. It is inexcusable. I'm sorry to Jack's film, YouTube, the entire creator community, and my incredible fans for not being a better example for appropriate conflict resolution. Jack's film, while we certainly don't see eye to eye and have our differences, I am sorry for reacting the way I did, when I should have taken the opportunity to show young creators how adults and professionals resolve conflict by communicating directly, respectfully, and privately, not for views or content, but a meaningful example of how conflict should be solved. I will reach out directly and hope we can find some time to connect and communicate, respectfully. I'd also like to thank YouTube for holding me accountable. I deserve it, respect the decision, and appreciate the opportunity to learn and grow from a true lapse in judgment." Then she obviously gets community noted as per usual by now with this controversy, and it reads out, "Context. SSniperwolf posted a picture of Jack's film's home on her Instagram story consisting of 5.6 million followers. This is indeed doxing, and is illegal in the state where the two live." Jed Diaz responds to SSniperwolf by saying, "Always here to support you, Leah. Hopefully this conflict can come to an end." And then she responds with a heart emoji. Diley Sid Official says, "You were only apologizing because YouTube is stopping your monetization for a week. You don't care about anyone except yourself. Literally don't care." Solid JJ says, "Very mature of you and clearly not part of whatever plea deal you had with YouTube that would allow you to walk away with a slap on the wrist. Tweeting this immediately after YouTube makes a comment too great. Very cool. Thank you." Nicholas Light TV says, you literally mocked it when it happened and gathered yourself after a few days of silence to come up with the perfect tweet. You are the definition of a Los Angeles influencer, and nothing you say is genuine. It's all for the money and clicks. ASST Sailor responds by saying, you are not sorry. Your initial response versus when you lose money, showing her original Instagram story response, where she posted a picture of her and her sister and said, we show up to your house, what do you do? Next to YouTube confirming that her channel is temporarily demonetized. Naftan Boy responds to SniperWolf by saying, I love how you apologize after you got demonetized from YouTube. Saber Spark says, looks like your PR manager just secured their Christmas bonus. Surreal says, Jarvis, write me a corporate apology letter. Old Man Gibdu says, so ChatGPT is sorry. What about you, Leah? Jam responds with this image and the caption, no shot, lol, showing that they did some sort of AI scan on the apology that determined that this text is most likely to be written by an AI with a 100% probability. Ricky Berwick does something similar when he responds to SniperWolf by saying, pretty accurate, showing a prompt that he put into ChatGPT where he says, write me a short apology tweet, and then the AI starts writing out a tweet that says, I want to sincerely apologize for any misunderstandings or hurt feelings caused by my previous tweets. I appreciate your understanding and committed to doing better in the future. Thank you for your support. Hashtag apology, hashtag learning and growing. Outrage Yex responds to SniperWolf by saying, too late. 6 days too late. Derelict Golem says, your sincerity is off the charts, showing that the bullshit detector is at the maximum input frequency for detecting bullshit. Typo responds by saying, you forgot this, showing a ukulele, which is obviously a reference to the ukulele apology that Colleen Ballinger did. If you want to learn more about that, I have a video about it up on my channel. But anyways, Galaxy responds to SniperWolf by saying, anything else? Showing a microphone up to a trash can. Def Noodle shows this picture of a bus crossing in front of a train, with the bus being SniperWolf's apology, and the train being the replies just ramming right through it. Dicestanek responds by saying, getting ratioed by your replies is crazy, showing that within an hour, the replies have almost doubled the like count. Speaking of those replies, Jay Aubrey quote tweets her and says, she found his entire home address but somehow couldn't get his channel name right, laughing my fucking ass off. Jules says, need y'all to know I'm still giggling at Jack's film. Like, did no one proofread this? Platinum Yoshi says, yeah, fuck you, SniperWolf.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
Turkey Tom quote tweets SniperWolf and says, YouTube made her apologize, Windigoon says, lol, YouTube made her go right. I won't be mean to my classmates on the chalkboard. The Real Sully G says, I'd like to thank YouTube for holding me accountable. Girl, they didn't do shit! Temporary monetization pause isn't a punishment. It's just the price of doing business and accomplishing her goal, which she did. Notice this pre-written apology dropped at the same time YouTube made their announcement, proving that YouTube was once again working with SSSniperwolf behind the scenes to find a way out of this. Also, since we're already reading some of the Real Sully G tweets, who has been tweeting a lot about the SniperWolf situation, to the point of getting in an altercation with her sister, which we covered in part 2, the talk surrounding that altercation continued when he tweeted out, also looking forward to seeing if SniperWolf's sister, Wolfie, will also release a public apology for threatening violence to Jack, continuing to harass him, telling people to look up his address, and insulting the people who called her out, showing a picture of Wolfie telling Sully G to suck her nuts, responding to Star saying to Google Jack's Film's address, showing Wolfie quote tweeting Jack's Films, mocking him for not being able to fight in response to him talking about the docs, and of course the infamous Instagram story where they joke about showing up to somebody's house. Zach James responds to Sully by saying, nope, she just doubled down recently by retweeting this. He then shows the tweet that Wolfie retweets from Digital Nex, who says, if he cares about the people she stole from, has he donated the money he's making off using her name and face in her videos back to the creators he should know who they are since he points them out? In all honesty, he could make one long video, but instead was like, damn, let's make multiple videos for months on her. And if he doesn't care about the money, why monetize the channel? I think after a certain point, his videos weren't about helping smaller creators. He just found that people love to hate on her and he could profit from it. Nicholas Diorio continues tweeting about the situation when he says, "This Sniperwolf situation is a culmination of everything I hate about modern YouTube drama. The fact that I'm Alex has had some of the most sane level coverage on the subject is a testament to how insane it's gotten in this space. YouTube gave the degen millionaire a shekel timeout, and just put more fuel on an angry mob. Tons of self-inserts are making outrageous reaches. It's just a gross situation." And that's about it for the reactions to YouTube's decision to temporarily demonetize Sniperwolf for doxing Jack's films, YouTube saying there's issues on both sides, and Sniperwolf coming out with an apology right after YouTube addresses the situation a week after it happened. Of course, there are a ton of tweets in general talking about the Sniperwolf situation. This is ongoing. She's been trending for a week plus now on Twitter. Everybody's talking about this, so there will undoubtedly be more tweets to read for an eventual part 5. So if you don't want to miss that, be sure to subscribe with notifications on. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I'm particularly interested in hearing your opinions for this one, because there is some debate on whether the temporary monetization is enough of a punishment or if it should be more severe. So whatever opinions you have, I would love to hear them, and I'm sure a lot of other people in the comment section would love to discuss amongst each other. So if you want to add to the discussion, leave a comment, and while you're at it, leave a like, and of course subscribe if you want to see more. Sorry for the long-winded outro. I just felt like being long-winded today, but hey, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.